Good morning, dear students, and welcome back to part 2 of lesson number 9, Heritage Management, from our history portion. Now, in part 1, we spoke about various different sources of history and also the training that is necessary for people to uh, do research and also to preserve and conserve these various sources of history. We've also seen different kinds of museums all over the world, all right, and how it is used to display these various sources of history in order to, uh, kind of increase the curiosity of people towards the subject of history, and also how to learn to preserve and to conserve this heritage that we have received from our ancestors. Now, let us continue with our um, lesson. That is, we'll begin with a new topic, that is encyclopedias. Now, an encyclopedia is a systematic compilation of information or knowledge of various topics. The information or knowledge in encyclopedia is arranged with a specific method. Organizing available knowledge and making it accessible is the main objective of encyclopedias. Now, all of you all already know that an encyclopedia is a book which has general issues or topics that are dealt with, and they are put in a very systematic and orderly manner so that it becomes easier for people to get more and more information about a particular topic. Now, what is the benefit of having an encyclopedia? Encyclopedias make vast volume of knowledge accessible to the readers. It can help in satisfying their curiosity. Encyclopedias provide fundamental information on any topic, fundamental, the basic information, in order to understand it properly. Thus, the reader gets motivated to read extensively. Now that you have received a little bit of information about a particular topic, people get curious, they want to learn more, and therefore they read more extensively over that particular issue or information that they want to know more about. Encyclopedias make the existing knowledge easily accessible to scholars and researchers, and also highlight the research areas which have not yet been received enough attention. So it makes the people aware of what are the various topics that have been covered, and also which issues are still yet to be discovered, or still more research needs to be done. Encyclopedias are indicators of state of cultural ripeness of a society, how advanced a society is. The intellectual and cultural needs of a society determine what kind of encyclopedic literature would be created. So, depending on the society, how well it welcomes information and research and change, tells us more about the encyclopedias that are being published in a country. Accuracy. Okay, what is accuracy? To be correct. Meticulousness, attention to detail. Objectivity, without having any bias, no partiality. Standardized format of presentation and updated information are the criteria for designing a structure of an encyclopedia. In order to incorporate the latest available information, revised editions of encyclopedias or supplements to origin editions are or need to be published. So, an encyclopedia has to keep revising itself, updating itself with the latest information. Encyclopedias are arranged either in alphabetical order or according to the order of topics. The type or the type of order is decided by keeping the convenience of the readers in mind and the ease of accessibility to the information. I'm sure all of you all have at least a few encyclopedias in your own homes. You must have noticed how easily information is accessible to you. It becomes so much more easier for the reader to gain more and more information about a particular topic, and how it is so well organized in that particular book. An index at the end of the encyclopedia is very convenient in this regard. An index means you have words and you have references of various other books where they have gained this information. So at the back you have an index which helps the reader to know more about or to gain more information. The encyclopedia can be created either by a single editor or an editorial committee. So you have either one editor that reads through the entire book and edits whatever needs to be or needs to be removed from the book, or you have an entire committee that goes through the encyclopedia. The articles in the encyclopedia are written by subject experts. Of course, you need a person who is an expert in that particular subject in order to write articles, in order to give information to the people, because an encyclopedia is read widely by the readers. So you cannot give false information. Therefore, you need to have an expert, a person with thorough knowledge about that topic. Now, there are different types of an encyclopedias. Encyclopedias can be approximately divided into four types. You have dictionaries, you have comprehensive encyclopedias, also known as Vishwakhosh. You have encyclopedic literature, known as Kosha Sadrusha. Indexes, okay, you've already done indexes, so it'll be easier for you to understand. Now, dictionaries. All of us already know what a dictionary is. We use it in order to find out words and its meanings. Dictionaries arrange the words in a language in certain order. Alphabetical order is more common. It gives meanings of words, synonyms, that is similar other words, or etymology. What do you mean by etymology? The origin of that word. Where did it come from? Is it a Latin word, or is it a Greek of Greek origin? There are various types of dictionaries. You have comprehensive dictionaries, dictionaries which include only certain types of words, dictionaries of terminology, that is, it deals with terms particular to a branch of knowledge. So if you're learning engineering or if you're a doctor, you have a dictionary that focuses only on various terms used in that profession, so it becomes easier to understand and to gain knowledge. Etymological dictionaries. Over here, etymology, as I told you, is the origin of the word, so it tells you what is the origin, whether it's Latin, whether it's Greek, whether it's Sanskrit. All right. Thesaurus, dictionaries of idioms and proverbs. So there are various different kinds of dictionaries which are also considered as a type of encyclopedia. Comprehensive encyclopedia, that is Vishwakosh. There are two types of Vishwakosh. One, it includes all subjects under the sun. For example, Encyclopedia Britannica, all of us are well aware, these are the most famous encyclopedias available. It has comprehensive knowledge, which means little bit of every topic that they can try and compile together, to gather together, so that it becomes easier for the reader, is put into these encyclopedias. Maharashtriya Jnanakosh, Marathi Vishwakosh. I want you all to please underline all of these. It includes comprehensive information on one chosen subject. This is the second type, where it is specific, where only one topic is dealt with, but everything that is related to that topic is mentioned in that encyclopedia. For example, Bharatiya Samskruti Kosh and Vyayam Jnana Kosh. Alright, please underline those. Next, we come to encyclopedic literature known as Kosh Sadrusha. It is similar to an encyclopedia which comprises scholarly articles providing information on all aspects of one or more predetermined subject. So it talks about articles that have been on, obviously speaking of literature, so it talks about various articles written by different scholars that provide information on almost all aspects of that particular topic. For example, please underline Maharashtra Jeevan Volume 1 and 2 and Shahar Pune Volume 1 to Yearbook, that is Manorama Times of India, which is quite famous. Next, indexes. Indexes usually occur at the end of a book. They are there are a few indexes published separately. So when you buy a book and you want to find out more about the maybe a particular topic, all right, so you have references made from another book. If you want to read that book as well, then you go to the index and it tells you where they have taken that particular line from, or where the subject has reference to, so it becomes easier to gain more information. Indexes are the alphabetical list of individuals, subjects, places, keywords, reference books, etc. For example, the index of Marathi periodicals prepared by S.G. Date. Indexes are helpful in finding required information, and it makes information in a book easily accessible, very easy. Now, what is the link between encyclopedia and history? Okay, encyclopedia and history are, as academic exercises, put stress on objectivity. What do you mean by objectivity? To have an unbiased opinion about something, all right, without any partiality. So, encyclopedias published in various countries and in various languages may differ in their approach because of different priorities. So, we have encyclopedias that are printed or published with various languages so that it is easier for the people to understand. Their structure is influenced by national policies, underline ethical values, and ideals. Okay, I told you this, that encyclopedias also talk about how advanced or how mature a society is. Encyclopedias can be a medium of strengthening national identity. So if a particular encyclopedia has been published in Marathi language, it strengthens the identity of a person that belongs to that particular country. For example, please underline Bharatiya Samskruti Khosh, edited by Mahadev Shastri Joshi. Very important, can come as an objective type question. Now, making knowledge in all spheres of life accessible to everybody can be one of the major drives behind the creation of encyclopedias. So, why were these encyclopedias created? Is in order to make everyone curious about what happens around them. And if everything is published in one particular book, then it becomes so much more easier for people to gain information. An inspiration to gain and spread knowledge motivates either individuals or a group of people to create encyclopedias. Hence, encyclopedias are looked upon as an outstanding achievement of a society because it can include a lot of topics that can be useful for the people. It is the manifestation of the collective intellect and creativity of a society. Now, encyclopedias on history related subjects. Of course, we have seen different kinds of encyclopedias. Now, we're going to see how encyclopedias are also only dedicated to having history related subjects. Now, there is a rich tradition of creating encyclopedias on history related subjects. Please underline this: Bharat Varshiya Prachin Itihasik Kosh by Raghunath Bhaskar Godbole, okay, is the earliest encyclopedia of this kind, which talks about the has topics related to history. It includes information about various individuals and places in ancient India. According to the editor, those individuals who lived in Bharatvarsha, that is the south of the Himalayas, earned a name for themselves and were part of us along with their women, their sons, their religions, their land and capitals, also the rivers and the mountains in their lands. Whatever their history is given in this encyclopedia. So it gives us more and more, information about the history of that particular place. 23 volumes of Maharashtra Jnanakosh, please underline, edited by Sridhar Vyankatesh Ketkar, are available. The major drive for Ketkar in creating it was to facilitate wider access to knowledge and to expand the intellectual sphere of Marathi speaking peoples. Like we told you, that encyclopedias were made with the aim or the focus in order to create more curiosity amongst the people. Now, these 23 volumes, all right, was to create more and more information, to provide information for the people so that they can be more learned, more informative. His was far-reaching view of history, which is reflected in these volumes. Now, Bharatvarshiya Charitra Kosh is another important encyclopedia. Please underline that. Siddheshwar Shastri Chitrav, established a committee known as Bharatiya Charitra Kosh Mandal for publishing this encyclopedia. So obviously he was not the only one. He had a committee under him that helped him to publish this encyclopedia. 3 volumes were published. Please underline that. Bharatiya Varshya Prachin Charitra Kosh, Bharat Varshya Madhya Yugin Charitra Kosh, and Bharat Varshya Arvachin Charitra Kosh. Alright, so the first volume that includes information on the lives of individuals mentioned in the Vedic literature, including Shruti, Smruti, Sutras, Vedangas, Upanishads, also Puranas, Jains, and Buddhist literature. So famous people that people need more information about, that has been put into these encyclopedias. Similarly, the other 2 volumes contain biographies of people in the specific periods. Next, we come to Sthalakhosh. Now, the name Sthal or Sthal tells you that it is talking about geographical places. So, geographic information is essential for historical studies. Encyclopedias giving information about historical places are available. First one is Stanapothi, is an encyclopedic text which is composed by Muni Vyas of Mahanubhav sect. Please underline that. It describes all those places visited by Chakradhar Swami, the founder of the Mahanubhav sect. Now, what is Mahanubhav sect? It is a division, or it is a part of the Hindu religion. Alright, and the founder was Chakradhar Swami. It gives us an inkling about Maharashtra in those days. Inkling, hint. It gives more detail about the time, place, and background of the events described in Leela Charitra. Leela Charitra is a biography on the life of Chakradhar Swami. Hence, it is a very good source for writing about the life of Chakradhar Swami. Next, please underline that. Prachin Bharatiya Sthalakhosh. Siddheshwar Shastri Chitrav compiled this encyclopedic book. It provides information about various places. It's of course Sthalakhosh, so talking about geographical places that are mentioned in Vedic literature, Kautilya Arthashastra, Panini's grammar, Valmiki's Ramayana, Mahabharata, the Puranas, the medieval Sanskrit texts, and Shabdakhosh, etc. Also in the Jain and Buddhist literature, in Greek, Chinese, Persian literature. So, all the various places that are mentioned in these famous books have been put into this encyclopedia. Vishwakosh. Now, we know Vishwakosh is a comprehensive encyclopedia that gives general information about all topics under the sun. The first Chief Minister of Maharashtra, Honorable Shri Yashwantrao Chauhan, initiated the compilation of Marathi Vishwakosh through Marathi Rajya Sahitya Samskruti Mandal. So you have a committee that helped with a view to enhance the sphere of Marathi language and literature in order to enhance the curiosity and also to let the people have a liking towards the Marathi language. The work was started under the guidance of Tirk Tirth Lakshman Shastri Joshi. Please underline. It contains knowledge about all possible subjects in the world because it's Vishwakosh, it's a comprehensive encyclopedia. It also contains very important entries about history. Next, we come to the Bharatiya Samskruti Kosh. 10 volumes of Bharatiya Samskruti Kosh, Samskruti to be traditional, okay, were edited and published by Mahadev Shastri Joshi. These volumes contain information about Indian history, geography, various ethnic and lingual groups of local history of those groups, their festivals, and other cultural aspects. So, anything that is traditional to our country has been mentioned in this encyclopedia. Next, we come to Samadhya Kosh. Now, there are encyclopedic texts explaining the terminology, for example, colonialism, globalization, explaining terms, all right, of history. Such texts are very useful for the teachers of history, school, college, and university teachers of history can find ample opportunities in the field of publication of encyclopedias. Now, here, like every other lesson, we also get what are the professional and professional opportunities, career options. So, here, if you have a deep knowledge about a particular subject, you can get into publication of encyclopedias. Encyclopedias of all types require experts in history. Every subject has a developmental history. Scholars of history can contribute significantly to encyclopedias of various types. After studying this textbook, you must have noticed that the specialization in history, one can get access to several career options in various fields. We have seen so many lessons now, and they have given us various options of where we can apply to, have more opportunities as a profession. You can choose your future career with the help of the information in this textbook. With that, class, we come to the end of this lesson. We come to the end of our history portion. All right. I hope you all have understood the lesson. Part 2 was much more easier, I feel, talking about all the encyclopedias. All right. Please underline names, books written by them, so it'll be so much more easier for you. All right. And now, from your exercise, question number 1, A and B, and question number 2, I think, can be done in the textbook itself. Question number 3, 4, and 5 need to be done in your classwork book, so it's written down. Please make sure you're writing your notes, class. All right, and with that, we come to the end of our session, our lesson. Before I leave, I just want to remind you again that lesson number 4 and 6 are not part of your portion anymore. That is from your history section, and lesson number 5 from political science has been cancelled. For your first term exam, you will have lessons 1, 2, 3, 5. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 5. And from your political science, you will have lessons 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so please prepare for your term exams, and all the very best to you. God bless you all. Have a wonderful day.